Come on. Woo! People get it. They understand these clowns in DC do not represent the American people. If all of your world was through the television, you would think Democrats and Republicans are out in the street killing each other. But then you get on the ground and you talk to your neighbor and you realize you have everything in common. You all want truth, freedom, and health. I think a lot of people can get behind this. Thank you. There's another warrior right there. Most powerful thing you can do. Knowledge is power. The only thing the left and right have done has destroyed our health, destroyed our country, and sold us out to corporations.
I love it, man.
All right, cool, buddy. Have a great day.
Truth, Freedom, Health Canada, let's go!
Get educated or be enslaved. Join the movement for truth, freedom, and health.
Shiva. I followed Dr.SHIVA and said, locally? I'm like, yeah. He's running in 2024 for president. Get his name out there. I'm like, we'll do that. Truth, freedom, and health, Dr.SHIVA.
Thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. What I was sharing was that many of you are probably aware after that quick video, that video really represents, let me repeat that again, that video really represents just on a very, very local one-on-one level what our Truth, Freedom, Health warriors are doing right now. But many of you know, we have about 400 million people throughout the world who know about the incredible videos we did starting in 2019, 2020. For me, even before that, really, we saved millions of people's lives with all the videos we did on health and vitamin D3 long before the grifters came along. And then we were the one to expose the elections fraud and the solutions, as well as Fauci. While Booby F. and Kennedy was talking about lockdowns, we were out there exposing Fauci in 2020 when it mattered. Okay? So those of you who are new, realize that our movement offers all of you an opportunity not to be sideliners, not to be critiques, and not to be just talking to yourselves and thinking you're making some type of wise statements, but to get off the ground, get off your butts and get on the ground. And the goal is to build a global bottoms-up movement where we start rewarding, recognizing, giving credit, and honoring leaders like myself who come from you below, not giving all this credit and paying obeisance to these scumbags. And that's what the opportunity is. So if you think one person on a street corner is not going to make a difference, well, you got something wrong, because movements are what have always made the difference. So those of you who want to help out, get on the ground, we have this infrastructure, go to truthfromhealth.com. Those of you who this is new, well, I challenge you to come to our orientation tomorrow. Everyone's invited. Every week we have orientation, and please come learn, because it's an opportunity for you to get your head out of what, because most of you have been in front of these keyboards way too long, and you don't understand that the future is actually offline. As many of you know, my viewership on Twitter alone went from 500,000 views down to 5,000 views per day, because I started exposing the scumbag Elon Musk. And I'm not one of his ass kissers like Booby F. and Kennedy or Fucker Carlson, all these guys. There's a network of ass kissers right now, and nothing has changed at Twitter. Be mindful of this. The backdoor portal still exists. Elon Musk is just a boobling fucking idiot who's acting as always for free speech. He responds to comments that I make with vaporware statements. But fundamentally, the bottom line is guys like me who have always done the noble work of saying the truth at the right time and now saying the truth again are the ones who are getting shadow banned. And the future is offline. That's where the future is. And our movement is the only force on the planet which offers people an opportunity to get involved. More importantly, if someone like me who's a scientist and engineer is one of you bottoms up, who's exposing all of this in an accessible way. So let me talk about what I did very briefly, and you guys should go see the video called The Swarm, how the few control the many, so you understand the level of deception that is taking place against you and your families. So if you go to this video, I did a whiteboard demonstration, some of you may remember yesterday, and you can see it right here. And this whiteboard literally walks through how on the left here, you see the elites, about 10,000 people, and here the 8 billion people over here, and how the 8 billion people here are being controlled on the left here by the 10,000. John, can you see the cursor as I'm moving it or no? Yeah. You can? Yeah. So here you can see that. I'm not going to walk through this again, but just be mindful. It's a complex system. But these 10,000 elites here are able to get the results of these 8,000 people to be fat, unhealthy, or dumb, ignorant, or happy, entertained, but particularly divided, isolated, disconnected, helpless, looking to the elites, saying, well, what are you going to do? You're just an independent. These all kinds of negative statements come from the dumb masses, which is what the elites want to make you. And I'm here to tell you that we need to build a movement, because movements are what have always changed the world. That's why I'm running for president, because they know that I'm a serious disruption. I've always been, because I'm not going to play on the Republican or Democrat side. Why? Because if you look at this very simple diagram, it says it all. These guys are on the same golf course. They're a swarm. This swarm includes, if I focus in a little bit here, it includes academia, Harvard, Oxford, all the 100 university presidents, includes all the NGOs, the CEOs all of WEF, Schwab and CGI and Clinton Global Initiative. It includes the 600 billionaires who made $2.3 trillion while you were suffering during the pandemic. All the government, the 100 senators, the prime ministers, the advisors, and over here, all the think tanks. You see, they're all interconnected. And over here, you have all the CEOs of the big companies, the top 1,000 of them, big pharma CEOs. And then the investment companies heads, JP Morgan, Epstein, the Fed. And then finally, you have all the people that they take out, how they control people through Hollywood, through the media, through social media influencers who are all bought and paid for it. They didn't build their organic following like I did. And then what they do with these people is they very cleverly manipulate people through policies, propaganda, false heroes. And for that, they use the obvious establishment, the Clintons, the McConnells, the Obamas, the Bushes, but they have the not so obvious establishment, the Trump, the Kennedys, etc. You have to understand, all these people are in the same club. And none of them are bottoms up like me or a guy like Malcolm X or like you. And when we rise up, this completely disturbs their system. But what they enjoy doing is keeping you divided and helpless. And therefore, you become, frankly, people are getting sick, obese, endocrine disruption, cancer, and death. They more and more are people in the United States are dying earlier relative to the other industrialized nations, and they want death. And then they normalize this dysfunction. At the end of the day, this diagram, as we talked about, leads to more power for them, more profit for them, and more control. So how do we get out of this? There's only one way to get out of this, and that is on the ground. The future is offline. Look, in 1993, I was an internet pioneer. There's a book I wrote called Arts and the Internet, and I would go into roomfuls of 1,000 people, and I'd say, look, we got to get online, the web, and I'm here to tell you the future is offline, because scumbags like Elon Musk, who support other doofuses and scumbags of the elites like Booby fucking Kennedy and fucker Carlson, little prep boy, do not care about you. They're all self-promoting each other. Look at their views. How come their views are so high, and in spite of all the videos I do, my views have gone down by a factor of 1,000? What's going on? Think about it. The future is offline. And you must recognize that you must become somebody who becomes conscious of this system of oppression. And the only way to do that is to join Truth, Freedom, Health and understand the system science, or you're frankly screwed. So anyway, quick video, recognize we're on the ground. It's time for all of you. It's never too late. It doesn't matter if they blow up cities. Sean's saying, is it too late? No. What are you talking about? Is it too late? They may do nuclear bombs. They may do this. It doesn't matter what they do, Sean. We have to build a movement. So get that through your head. We have to build a movement. And guess what? Truth, Freedom, and Health is here. We have the infrastructure, and I'm running for U.S. president. You've never had someone like me run who comes from one of you, who's got all their weaponry and knows how to defeat them. So get off your butts. Stop being negative. Stop being fat, dumb, and lazy and divided, and get on the ground and help us. We're here. And most importantly, recognize tomorrow we have a very important open house and a town hall. It's every Thursdays at 11 a.m. or 8 p.m. Go to vashiva.com/orientation or go to Shiva for President on the town hall. Sign up. You have no excuse right now because the solution is here and we will win. But you have to get off your butts and do something about it and not just sit there and be a whiner or just sit there and talk about why we can't do something. History is being made. Be part of it. All right. Thank you, everyone. Be the light. Be well. Thanks.